In 2024, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers had one of the most successful seasons in team history. They made the playoffs for the first time since 2016, advanced to the Midwest League Championship Series for the first time since 2012, and gave their fans a lifetime of memories. Come along with us as we look back at the games that made the 2024 Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. On last week's episode of the games that made the 2024 Timber Rattlers, we look back at an extra inning win on May 26th at South Bend. On this week's episode, we're going to look at two games against the Fort Wayne Tin Caps from May 28th and 29th. In these games, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers celebrated two walk-off victories about 17 hours apart and grabbed the first half West Division lead for good. Tuesday's game started late due to a rain delay of nearly an hour. The Rattlers were not bothered by the delay. Dylan O'Ray scored in the first inning on a wild pitch. Luke Adams added to the Wisconsin lead with a two-out RBI single to score Yadier Arianamo for a 2-0 lead. Rattlers starting pitcher Patricio Aquino was cruising through 4 innings. However, the first 3 Tin Caps reached base in the 5th. A hit batsman forced in their first run. Nerwillian Cedeno drove in 2 runs with a double to give Fort Wayne a 3-2 lead. Craig Yoho was called into the game to escape the jam, and he did the job with a strikeout, a walk to load the bases, but a forced play at the plate and a flyout to right ended the threat to keep the bases loaded and the Rattlers within a run. Wisconsin had 2 outs with none on in the 8th inning and still trailed 3-2 when Luke Adams walked. Then, Matt Wood tied the game on an 0-2 pitch with a double to right. In the top of the 9th inning, Mark Manfredi walked Lucas Dunn before striking out Cedeno for the first out. Dunn was running with Kai Murphy at the plate, and Wood threw him out at second with a great tag by Arianamo. Manfredi walked Murphy before the inning ended when Manfredi jammed Ethan Salas for a grounder that barely made the front of the plate. In the bottom of the 9th inning, with the Rattlers knowing the Cedar Rapids Colonels had lost 8-2 to Lake County and a run would move them into first place in the division, well, the Rattlers went out and did it. Jesus Chirinos walked on 4 pitches against Mitchell Miller with 1 out and was replaced by pinch runner Jeremy Vargas. With 2 outs, O'Ray walked on a 3-2 pitch in the dirt. Gregory Barrios was down in the count 0-2 before he sent the Rattlers into first place.
Swing, little flare, right center field. Base hit! Vargas is going to score! The Rattlers are going to win! The Rattlers are going to be... delivers! 4-3, Rattlers come from behind, win! And the Rattlers are in first place by a half game over the Colonels. Still 20 games to go in the half, but first place feels really good.
There wasn't a lot of time to celebrate. The game ended at 10:21, and there was another game to play in less than 13 hours. On that Wednesday afternoon, the Tin Caps got out to the early lead on an RBI double by Anthony Villar in the 2nd inning. In the top of the 5th, Fort Wayne put the first 2 batters on against Tate Keener. Aaron Rund took over and gave up an infield single to load the bases. Rund knocked down a grounder back to the mound off the bat of Jay Bashirs to get the out at first, but a run scored, and the Tin Caps were up 2-0. Rund would strike out the next 2 batters to end the frame. Wisconsin got on the scoreboard on this sacrifice fly by Ramon Rodriguez in the 6th inning. The Tin Caps went back up by 2 runs on an RBI single by Devin Ortiz in the 7th. The bottom of the 9th inning on Wednesday started in a similar way to the bottom of the 9th on Tuesday, with Jesus Chirinos getting on base to start the frame, this time with a single. Terrence Dostin ran for Chirinos, but he didn't need to do much running because Eduardo Fernandez turned on the next pitch, a 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Bradley Rodriguez, into a two-run homer to tie the game. In the top of the 10th, Chase Costello stranded the runner at second with a pair of strikeouts, a walk to Cedeno. And one last strikeout in the inning, it was Padres super prospect Ethan Salas. In the bottom of the 10th inning, Luke Adams beat out a slow grounder to second with one out by hustling down the line. That put runners on the corners for Ramon Rodriguez. Cedar Rapids had already lost their game earlier in the day, 6-4 to Lake County. A run here would pad Wisconsin's lead in the division, and Rodriguez didn't waste his opportunity to make that happen.
The 0-1. There's a line drive, base hit to right. Rodriguez wins it for the Rattlers. Run him down and celebrate. It's a 4-3, 10-inning walk-off win for the Rattlers, who are a game and a half up over the Cedar Rapids Colonels with today's win.
Wisconsin's wins over Fort Wayne extended their lead over the Cedar Rapids Colonels to a game and a half in the West Division with just 19 games remaining in the first half. There was still work to do to get there, but the work put in by the team in the three-game stretch from the final game of the South Bend series and the first two games of this series with Fort Wayne meant that they were setting the pace for the first half playoff spot. By the way, Game 3 of the series with Fort Wayne on May 30th saw the Rattlers rally from a 3-1 deficit with a run in the 7th and 4 in the 8th, with Ramon Rodriguez breaking the tie with a 2-run double. Showing they could come back late in these games against the Fort Wayne Tin Caps to take over first place make these two of the games that made the Timber Rattlers. Next time on Games That Made the 2024 Timber Rattlers.
And there's a fly ball to left. That should be deep enough. Here's the catch. O'Ray tags. O'Ray will score, and the Rattlers will win.
Thank you for watching this video, and before you go, please give us a like and subscribe.